Hey everybody, this is David Champagne,
This is Mike Gregory.
and this is the first episode of the Dad Bodcast.
Heck of a name.
This is the kind of thing you look back at 10 years from now when it's ultimate and everyone's loving it, and you go, wow, they started in the youth room of their church,
I know.
and they're still there now with 15 listeners. How far we've come.
We'll work hard for those 15 listeners.
We promise to put everything we have into y'all's entertainment and growth in every area of life, and to bestow the wisdom that we've been given as dads and husbands and dudes trying to figure it out. Man, tell me about what you got going on.
What do I got going on right now? Well, I've been training for a race that I've got going on Sunday morning before church. A little 5K race.
You think you're going to win?
Nah.
Yeah.
Not
Who's
even
going
close.
to win, do you think?
I don't know, some dude that shows up and runs it in 15 minutes.
Probably not from Jacksonville.
Yeah, probably not from Jacksonville.
This will be his first of three 5Ks that he runs on Sunday.
Right. So, no, I'll probably finish in 32 minutes. I was trying to do faster to break my record, but I hurt my hip, so I'm just going to
What's your record?
My record is 29 and some change.
Dude, so I ran a 5K one time.
Yeah.
I did the river run years ago,
I've never done that one.
and it was pretty good. I was significantly more fit than I currently am, and it was pretty good. I mean, it was like 2 hours. It wasn't great or anything, but so now when I was at my former church, I had a doctor friend who was a runner, and he said, "Let's do a 5K." So okay, I want to do it in under an hour. That was my goal, and so. Me and him did this thing. And I told him, I said, "Listen, bro, don't run with me." I said, "I am very slow." He said, "Oh, no, I've run with guys slower than me before." And about 5 minutes in, he realized he had made a horrible mistake. And so I'm shuffling like a guy in physical therapy, trying to get my ability to walk back. And it was almost like he had to run backwards to stick with me. And so his wife finished the 5K, and this was the Kilwins 5K at the town center, where you got some ice cream at the end, which is really the only reason I did it. And so I'm running with him, and his wife finished about 20, 30 minutes before us. She came back, and the speed I was going, she's literally walking and eating ice cream.
That doesn't make you feel humble. I don't know what will.
So anyway, that was my 5K experience.
That's quite the experience.
Man, so tell me about how you met your wife, bro.
So, I met my wife on a missions trip in 2005. I was 14 at the time. And the church that I was at did English camps every summer in the Czech Republic. They partnered with local churches and taught English using a Bible-based curriculum to do that, right? So I went in 2005, 2007, and both times her and her family, they were translators for the camp. So her parents translated for the adult classes and the evening worship and stuff like that, and her and her sister helped out with the kids.
Your parents are awesome, man. Yeah, they visited here. Her parents, you said, they were helping with translating. They're so sweet, right?
Yep, they are.
And so they came to visit. And where do they live now?
They live in the Czech Republic. They live in the little tiny part of Czech Republic near Poland and Slovakia.
Gotcha. How'd you know? You're 14 years old. Did you communicate?
We kept in touch over the years. Back then it was AOL Instant Messenger, so we used to AIM, and Skype and
Skype.
Yeah, Skype, man, it takes me back. And then after it was about 2009, I convinced her to come visit. There was a family at Eastside that had offered for her to come and nanny the kids. They had a big family, nanny the kids for the summer. And I convinced her. I was like, "Hey, you should definitely do that." And
How old were y'all then?
18.
Man.
Yeah, this is 2009. So yeah, it was the summer after we graduated high school. And so she came and visited, and right from the get-go, I just started like, hey, let's go out to dinner. Let's go to this, go to this. And, we did that for a couple of weeks. And then about 2 weeks before she left, I asked her out, and it's all been history since.
So how long in between that and when you got married?
About 3.5 years.
Y'all got married in America or
Yep.
there?
Yep, we got married here. And it wasn't supposed to take that long. Let's see, we got engaged like 1.5 years after we started dating. And we figured, because she was so college in Czech is 3 years instead of 4 years for a bachelor. She was going to finish up. She had 1 year of her school left, and so that was the plan, for her to finish, and then she would immediately come in August, and that's when we would get married. But her visa process took forever. And finally, I wrote a letter to my congressman, because at the time, President Obama had said made some statement about anyone who's here illegally basically gets bumped to the front of the line to get visas and stuff like that. And not to be political, that's a fact. And so
the Dad Podcast does not take a political position. Well, you're going to find out. We probably really do. And but anyway, back to the story.
It was fact. And so at that point, we'd been waiting for 6 months for her to get her fiance's visa to come and get married. And I was getting fed up with it. And so I wrote a letter to my congressman, and 2 weeks later she had a visa, and she moved here in October. We got married in December.
You literally wrote a letter. That's what people say they're going to do about stuff.
Did.
I'm going to write a letter to my congressman.
Yep, I sure did. And I got a response back.
What?
Yep, it was back when Andrew Crenshaw was our congressman. And I wrote, Mr. Crenshaw, got a letter back, and within 2 weeks we had a visa.
Huh.
Yeah, and I wrote it all out. I explained everything. I just said hey, we've been trying to do this the right way, and all this, and it's taken forever, and now everyone else. And
how about that?
Yeah,
nice.
Sometimes your congressmen do work for you.
Sometimes they do. How about that?
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting, man. So tell me about what is it you've learned about being a dad that you didn't expect?
That I don't have enough patience. That's probably number one. It's way harder than I thought it would be. And just about the time we thought we had it figured out, number two came along, and all of it just got thrown out the window. It was all right, now we have to learn how to parent more than one child, and we're still working on that 3 years later. So.
So what was it we were talking about that made us want to have a podcast? Do you remember?
The Karate Kid. We were talking about the wisdom and all of the Miyagi-isms, all the one-liners that Mr. Miyagi drops. And
what's your favorite Miyagi one-liner?
I have to think that it's actually from the Karate Kid Part 2 at the beginning, when it picks up when they leave the competition, and Mr. Miyagi goes and handles whatever the guy's name was, the leader of the Cobra Kai dojo, and brings him down to his knees and stops short of killing him, and then he honks his nose.
Enemy deserves no mercy.
Yeah,
and then honks the nose, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Daniel asks him when they're walking away, and he's like, "You could have killed him, right?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Why didn't you?" And he said, "For someone without forgiveness in their heart, worse to live than to die."
That is some Miyagi wisdom, bro.
And I was like, "Whoa, that's deep,
bro."
Yeah.
I like it. So Karate Kid was my absolute jam as a kid. I watched that, and I watched Breakin', the movie about break dancing. So, and both of them inspired me to pretend I was an expert of the two fields respectively. And so I told all of my friends that I was a black belt in karate. They didn't believe me, but I told them I was. I also told them I was a world champion arm wrestler for my age group.
For your age group.
But so then I took Kung Fu for a while, and it was a white belt. And one of my buddies walked by, looked in the window and saw me and was like, "I thought you were a black belt." I said, "Well, actually in Kung Fu, it's opposite. The top belt is the white belt." He also didn't believe me at that point.
Yeah. That's funny.
You ever take karate?
No. I think maybe there was some kind of taekwondo instruction briefly during the homeschool phase when I was little. I don't remember if they came to co-op to do it or if we went, but vaguely there was some kind of taekwondo thing.
What is the greatest martial art and why is it Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
Well, no comment.
No comment. I took jiu-jitsu for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So what you do in jiu-jitsu, it's at least 10 years for a black belt, right? This is not you sign up and in 3 years you're guaranteed a black belt because you showed up,
You
right?
gotta work for it.
You have to show up a lot.
Yeah.
And it's the only martial art where you actually have live rounds, where you actually use it without pulling punches, right, on other people, which is why I think it's so good. But I love doing it, and I did it for a couple of years. I got my blue belt, and I did what every other blue belt does, and you quit because you got your blue belt, right? You wanted the white belt so bad, and you just worked so hard for it, and you finally get it, and then you're like, well, got it. And then your friends keep going, so that's cool. They keep going, they keep working. That's awesome. But I know now that if anyone attacks me, that I will wreck them. And you wouldn't know to look at me because I'm a pretty subdued dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I've thought about picking up martial art. I did roll one time when I was 18. I had a brief stint in the Army National Guard.
Oh.
So here in town, they have the recruit sustainment program out at Cecil Field. At least they used to. I assume it's still there. It's been a long time. So I joined the Guard right out of high school and spent 9 months going to drill at Cecil Field leading up to when I was supposed to ship off to basic training, right? It's about 9 months. And at one point, they brought in, I think his name was Coach Smiley. He had a dojo over in Orange Park, I think. I could be wrong. And we all got a chance, there's a lot of people in this, and we all, he was teaching us jiu-jitsu, and, we all got to roll. And so one by one, we all rolled, and not to toot my own horn, but he did tell me that I was the one that gave him the most trouble.
Let's go.
Yeah, out of all of the rest of it. Yeah,
All right,
'cause I
Coach
just
Smiley.
wouldn't give up.
He's still worried about you.
He probably.
He's still who is that guy?
Yeah.
I hope he's not training
He's
still.
legit. Who is that guy? Because I don't even know his name.
I never knew him.
Yeah.
And if he's still training, he will defeat me when we meet.
could, yeah.
Yeah.
That was my one and only.
I did some competitions.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I've never competed in anything athletic since I was 5 years old. I was in T-ball, crushed it. Was very good because I was about 50 pounds more than the other boys. And so I would just whack that thing, right?
Yeah.
And so we got to fast pitch, and my dad was the umpire for my first or second at bat. And I remember the first pitch was a ball, and I'm like, thanks, Dad. And the whole crowd heard it. And he's like, I'm just going to call it as I see it, right? And then I proceeded to strike out. My mom was so mad at my dad for allowing me to strike. How could you let your own son strike out? I said, well, the boy struck out.
He struck out.
And
What
then
are
I
you gonna
quit
do?
baseball.
Yeah,
And the next time I competed in anything official was 3 years ago at 45 years old in a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament.
Never too late to compete.
I got destroyed. So they have a master's category, but it's over 30. So there's a 30-year-old dude, and then there's me at 45. And this dude was obviously a wrestler. And I would whenever I was in two competitions, when I would look at the little sign-ups online, I would start stalking my opponents on Facebook, you see. And so
As anyone
yes,
should.
as anyone should, because I need to worry about them.
Right.
I had in one category with the gi on, I had a former Marine, and the other category, I couldn't find the guy. And so I knew where he was from, though. So I went for my very first match, no gi, which nothing to grip onto, right? And I'm looking at all the dudes from that one school. I'm like, okay, these guys look all right. I hope it's not him. And they called the names. It was him.
It was him.
And the minute he put his hands on me, I said, I have made a horrible mistake.
I give up.
I lasted a minute and a half. I think I
good.
gave him a little more trouble than he expected.
That's good.
And then I went over and lost the other match. But I got 2 silvers because there was only 2 dudes in each category.
There you go. There you go.
But I have won 1 match in an official jiu-jitsu tournament the day I got my blue belt. I got this dude, I swept him on his back, I got mount on the guy, and just held it there. Every time I tried to advance to do anything fancy, he almost knocked me off. So, well, I'm not going to lose it. So I just kind of sat there on top of him for a while.
That works.
Yeah, I got a silver medal out of 4 this time.
Man, that's
Okay,
impressive.
all right.
It's impressive.
Yeah. But I did the whole, like, you got to cut the weight, get in the right weight category. You would have thought I was Rocky in a barn in Russia.
Are you eating your raw eggs just
Bro.
right out of the glass?
I might as well have been because I ate so clean. And there's nothing that tastes better than what you eat after the weigh-in. Let me tell you that right now.
All the bad stuff.
It's like the free play after a penalty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's I find myself with running, it's really easy to fall into the it doesn't matter what I eat because I'm just gonna run it all off. So like I'll get into like a routine of like I'm eating clean, counting the calories, and then I'm running 5 to 6 miles a day, 4 days out of the week. That's a lot of calories.
It's a lot of calories.
So then I'm like, I would find myself, because I was counting my calories, and then by the end of the day, it's like I still have like 2,000 calories that I can eat, and it's like, okay, what can I eat? This is
challenge accepted.
With some ice cream. You know what I mean? Like, so like, yeah, I've lost weight since starting this training program, but at the same time, it's like it's not as fast as it could be because I think like I need to eat more clean.
My goodness, yeah. We all need to eat more clean.
Yeah.
To where all that's left is maybe like ice, and I don't know, because maybe like an apple, because nothing else is on the list anymore when you look at what's healthy.
Yeah.
And I think people will tell us that it's not. You don't eat an apple either because of GMOs.
Yeah, you gotta buy the
pesticides.
organics.
What's the worst diet you've ever been on?
Oh, probably keto.
Okay.
It sucked, but it was extremely effective.
It worked?
Yeah, but like, keto is like you have 25 carbs or less for your whole day.
Yeah.
So it's like it's all you can eat is fat and protein, and that's pretty much it.
Which
like
even
meat.
now is exciting me. Even though I know what happens after 3 days where you're totally tired of it. But now I'm like, I think I'll give it a go.
Well, yeah, and then because it like your body like reworks itself how it burns energy to burn fat instead of calories. So like at least I think that's how it works. So like you get into it, and by the end of the week you have they call it like the keto flu, and that usually comes like 3 or 4 days where you just feel awful. You
The
feel
headache, the no
lethargic.
sugar headache, bro.
Like sometimes, like I've heard of people even like getting a fever for a couple. Like you feel awful, and then it goes away. And if you stick with it, you get used to
great, right?
But you're also missing like electrolytes.
Cramps.
So like you have
get
to
cramps?
take. You'd have to. I had to take electrolyte supplements on top of that because when I did keto, I was also running. That was my first time when I got back into running, and so I would be like, just you're not getting electrolytes because you can only eat like certain vegetables on keto because others are just too high carbs. Like tomatoes, right out, can't have those. So you have to take electrolytes and supplements to like make up for. But then I'm just thinking to myself, like, this can't be healthy. I mean, if all I'm eating is fat and protein. Like how
it
is
makes
that?
sense when you watch the YouTube videos.
Right.
Those dudes are very sure about it.
Oh,
and then you
I
tell
know,
your doctor.
I know. Yeah. It's
Wherever
like your
you've been.
cholesterol's through the roof. It's like it's okay. It's okay. It's good for me.
Because the doctor online said it was
Right.
fine.
I
He
watched
showed his
this
blood
guy.
test. He showed a screenshot of his blood test.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna go eat some bacon. That's what I'm gonna do
And
because
I did that for months.
I'm gonna tell you though, it's pretty nice to get you a whole pack of bacon. You know what I'm saying?
It is. I mean, we'll be eating like burgers with cheese and bacon wrapped in
And
lettuce.
mayonnaise, just for mayonnaise.
Because it's eggs, so you can have mayonnaise.
I like mayonnaise.
So yeah, there's no so like we would buy the stuff that there's no sugar in it, made from olive oil mayonnaise, and just put that on there.
I did this one. I won't say what it's called, My friend runs it, and but I did it. It worked for my buddy, and I lost 35 pounds in 30 days on this diet. It was medically first time I've ever done something that you have to pay like a doctor to oversee.
Sure.
And you take these drops under your tongue, and they're like the synthetic version of an organic compound. And so you take it twice a day, and it makes it so you just don't want any food. And it makes it so you don't lose muscle, right? You take some B12 drops, and then you eat 500 calories a day. You fast. You fast 18 hours. You have a 6-hour window. You get 2 meals, and each one's about 250 calories. You get like 4 ounces of lean meat, 4 ounces of approved berries type fruit type thing, and 4 ounces and then all you want of vegetables.
You win. That sounds way worse.
Yeah, that's right. It was terrible.
Yeah.
But like once you hit like a stride, like I said, you lose a pound a day. Like you just, but when you're working that hard, and you have days in a row where you haven't lost anything, you're like, I was quick to quit. But the ultimate start to this diet, they require you to have 2 loading days where you have to eat 5,000 calories a day.
What?
To get your metabolism to the fact, like, so you're like so fueled up, so where you start, your body doesn't think you're starving when you start the hard diet. And so this doctor kept telling me, anything you want, 2 days, anything you want, eat whatever I'm like, anything I want, yeah, doesn't matter. And I was like, great, right? And I said, like, do you count the calories? No, just eat, bro, just eat. I'm like, okay, awesome. So day one, I'm like, it was not pretty. And so I went to Chick-fil-A for breakfast, then I went to Wawa for another breakfast, and then I bought myself a pizza through the Little Caesars drive-thru.
Nice.
I'm just like crushing it on the way to staff meeting. And I text him at lunchtime, I'm like, I'm already at 4,000 calories. He goes, bro, you need to slow down.
It's like, you said anything I want. Anything I want.
He was like, in general, it's not easy for people to eat 5,000 calories a day.
Everybody's different, bro. Everybody's different.
I'm trying to live by truth, bro. Yeah. But so I lost 35 pounds. And then tell me about missions trips, because I got a missions trip story. But I don't want to do all the talking about my diet. So tell me about like the best missions trip you've been on.
I mean, obviously, I'm a little biased to the Czech.
The one where you found a wife.
The one where
That's
pretty up there for me. But the only other mission trip that I went on was in between those 2 Czech trips. The summer of 2006, our youth group. This was right after Katrina had come through New Orleans and just decimated it. Our youth group took a group of kids and leaders, obviously, and we joined with Castle Rock, I think was the name of the church. You know Glenn Schreiber? Yeah. So Glenn Schreiber was part of the whatever that organization was that we went and we helped out. And we spent a week gutting houses.
Nice.
And I gotta tell you, it was a lot of fun.
Isn't that something?
Just massive crowbar tearing apart houses. I mean, it was hot because it was summertime in New Orleans. We had to wear those N95 masks
in the heat
because of the mold.
Oh, bro, yeah.
And so we did that during the day, and then we would go and spend time playing games with inner city kids, like at the housing projects in the evening. And we would go and hang out with the kids, and just try and reach out to the community in that way. It was a lot of fun.
We did something like that when I was orchestra director at my church downtown, and we took the youth to Bogalusa, Louisiana, which is like close to New Orleans, and it was after Katrina. And we had a couple, like probably 250 high schoolers, so we broke up into 3 groups and helped restore 3 churches. And there was that show, what was it called back in the day? Extreme Makeover Home Edition. Yes. So our big idea was, we made videos. We brought a team with us to make videos, Extreme Makeover Church Edition.
Nice.
And they did like documentary style of us.
That's cool.
Even the Move That Bus thing, you know what I mean, to where the church came. But there was a lady, it was a pretty like old kind of, rundown neighborhood, this church. She comes out in a wheelchair and she's like, I'm gonna make y'all lunch. And I don't know how she produced this many hot dogs and the greatest French fries you've ever eaten in your life out of her tiny little house. Enough for 80 kids. Like she's just like
Wow.
cranking them out. Hot dogs with just mayonnaise. And it was
Never
the
had
summer in Louisiana, and I did not mind.
No.
They were good.
I will say, I tried my first ever Creole or Cajun style like crawfish from some guy on the street. Like was just sounded out of like everybody was like, there was snow cones and crawfish. I think actually they may have cooked it for us specifically. And man, I had just eaten a blue snow cone right after working whatever, and I had like blue on my lips. I kid you not, it was so spicy. And it burned my lips so much that afterwards I had no more blue on my lips. And I attributed it to it burned it off.
That's one way to do it.
It
man.
was because I couldn't get it off. Like I tried cleaning it, it wasn't coming off. And by the time I was done with those crawfish, tears coming out of my
I'm
eyes.
not kidding around.
Yeah, it was like, oh, my mouth's clean.
You
now.
like crawfish?
I love pretty much all things seafood. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like the suck in the head and whatnot. You do all that?
Sure.
Gross. Yeah. I like shrimp.
I mean, I do devein my shrimp,
Yes.
but I don't mind sucking the head out of the crawfish.
Yeah. I devate. Well, I like
Brains
devate
are
shrimp.
brains.
I've never
Poop is
personally.
poop,
Yes,
it's-
right.
yeah.
I've never personally. I've never personally deveined a shrimp, but I prefer it. One time we went to this place when I was a kid with my mom. We didn't have a lot of money. She took me to a restaurant. Me and my grandma, her, and some siblings probably, and we ordered fried shrimp. And like the food came, and she's like, "Oh, these shrimp are not clean, right?" And I was not hearing it. It was fried though,
Sure.
and there was sauce, and so I'm just crushing it. And the waitress gets there, like, "How's your food?" She's like, "I need to send this back because the shrimp are not clean." She's like, "How about you, sir?" And she looks, "I'm done." She's
You're like,
"What?" She and my mom was like, "This really didn't help my complaint. The fact that you're just like greatest shrimp I've ever had in my life." So well, I mean, I don't really look at once it's fried and in front of you. I don't really look at the quality.
I mean, you
can
can't
fry
really
a
taste
boot.
it anyway. At that
You could fry a boot and put like that pink zesty dipping sauce
Yeah.
on it. I
There
would
you
eat
go.
it. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. I don't like the veins in my shrimp, but I'm not opposed to
It is
sucking
poop,
out.
though.
It is poop. Yeah. That's why I just started buying them already peeled and deveined.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I've had to peel and devein shrimp way too many times that I'm just like, you know what? I'll spend the extra $2
a lot of work.
and you do the work for me.
That's a lot of work, bro.
It is a lot of work.
I went to Haiti one time,
Yeah.
and we had to bring all of our own food. So everyone had to bring these massive duffel bags.
Oh.
Enough for ourselves and then enough to leave for like the next group or whatever. So man, we're all lugging all this heavy food. It's all like had to be non-perishable and whatnot. But so we're in Haiti and we're walking all day, every day. It's hot. One day we dug a latrine, and everything was like we ate outdoors in the heat, made by local ladies and stuff. My assumption was I was going to come back down like 5 pounds. You know what I mean? Like I'm working hard. Like some nights they're making us soup with vegetables and potatoes in it. And I come back from Haiti having gained 10 pounds.
Wow. I'm sure it was all muscle from all that hard work that you were doing.
Pretty sure it was not muscle. I'm not sure how you gained 10 pounds.
Oh, man.
On a missions trip where you're serving the less fortunate.
Yeah.
But I found a way.
Yeah.
Life finds a way.
Life does find a way.
One thing I've learned in missions.
I had the opposite happen to me, not on a mission trip, but when I went, after I proposed to my wife, I flew to Czech. Like she was here for another couple weeks, and then she left to go home, and then I flew out like 2 days later to go because I hadn't seen her parents since like 05, 07. It was like, hey, I'm marrying your daughter. Should probably come and see you guys and like all that.
It's a good
stuff.
idea.
And so I did, and man, ate like a king. I mean, her mom just pulled out all the stops, like all of this incredible Slavic food. And she bought me like 10 different kinds of like Czech beer that were like there from that region. And, like Czech is like famous for that, right? So like a king. Came back home, lost 10 pounds.
Bro. That's different, bro.
It's because you're walking everywhere.
Uh-huh.
Everywhere you go there,
And
there's
the food's so clean.
Dude, so clean. Like there are things on our shelves here. They're like, oh no, in the EU that would never. That
Like,
doesn't fly.
You were not going to sell that.
You
here.
can't. Yeah.
You guys.
You guys are adding this stuff to no.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I mean, even like some medicines, like you can't even get some medicines because the EU's like, yeah, no, that's awful for you. We're not going to allow that on the shelf.
They've already had their version of a Polish RFK Jr. Okay? Not political. Not a political podcast.
Probably.
Don't email us. Well, we don't have an email address for the show anyway, so you're just going to have to listen. All three of you. Yeah.
Comments will be turned off. Yeah, so that was quite the thing because I felt like I was eating like a horse, and I came back home,
Bro.
10 pounds later.
It makes me long for better. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I could be living that way. You know? Just walk and eat pierogies and like just be healthy. You know?
You're walking everywhere. Even to take the train or the bus, like you still have like quite a bit of a walk to get to where
Their assessment over there of what is a short walk or walking distance does not line up with reality.
And we saw that when we got married and like started living together and everything. And she's like, "Well, why don't we go here?" And I was like, "Okay, well, let me go get the car." She said, "We can just walk." And I'm like, "What?" It is July, all right, like in Florida, and you want to walk 2 miles to go? It's like, no.
Just walk. We don't do that here.
Just walk. No.
We don't walk in America.
What's so funny story. So like for the first 5 or 6 years of our marriage, we lived within 2 miles of my parents' house. Like from one apartment to another apartment, like we were pretty close. I think we walked to their house like 5 times total in all of the years. Like,
That's
and
how
it's
we
not
do
like
it
it's
here.
a pleasant walk, right?
Yeah.
It's not that far. No.
If you want to walk in America, you sign up for a 5K.
Right.
That's what you do.
Right. And you do that. But if I'm going to dinner at my
That's
parents'
why
house,
God
I don't
gave
wanna
us.
walk
That's why God
against
gave
the-
us cars.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's why. That's why.
Yes.
Spoiled Americans.
Man, well, I think this has been a good first show, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Man, I think it's going to be iconic one day.
I think we're gonna be breaking records and top of charts and all that stuff.
Well, we're going to keep on going.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe because we will have a social media presence down the road. We'll have to divvy that up responsibility-wise.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll catch you next time for the Dad Podcast. Until next time, I'm David Champagne.
And I'm Mike Gregory.
And we'll catch you next time. God bless. Good timing.